So getting in the car here, heading downtown. We're gonna go PB, Little Italy. Got the kids in the back, ready to cruise.
Excited.
Super stoked. Saturday, loving it. One thing I don't love, can we just talk about how annoying Apple is with this stupid, like, little cable?
We're not allowed to say that word.
We're not allowed to say stupid. So you heard it from Sophia.
That's not nice.
Right, Sophia?
Right.
So if you have an iPhone 7, you know how annoying it is that if you want to plug anything in, you know, you got to have that little thing, which we forgot. So if audio is whatever,
sorry.
We're sorry.
Doing the best we can.
Well, I'll just blame Lindsay.
Like always.
So it's cool. We're going to take off here. So we'll have some good conversation on the way.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. Like I was just telling Lindsay, they did a study for like the science of traffic, and 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon is more busy, more like, you know, more people out and about, more traffic jams than any rush hour during the week in LA. So I think that'd go for San Diego too, don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the 5 goes through, so.
Yeah, the 5 and the 405 are insane.
Yeah, north, here, let's see if we can show it.
Yeah, see if we can show it.
Dang it! You can see the traffic, it's like stopped.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but got Sophia back here waving to us as well. This morning, Lindsay and I, we like a Instagram page called Create the Love, so shout out to you. I think his name's Mark.
I believe so.
Mark?
Yeah.
So Mark, if you're watching, what's up, my friend? Wow, that's really shaking bad now.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get to another. There we go.
What if I could stick? Here, let's see.
Try to rig this thing up.
Ooh, hold on. That might.
Ooh.
Oh, that's. Sorry, guys. I don't know about this.
I'll think. No, it's cool. So.
Well, let's see if this helps.
That helps some.
Yeah.
We're just a little angled now, but it's cool. Yeah. So Mark from Create the Love did a live video, right?
Yeah.
And what were you telling me about it?
He was just talking about, I don't know if he was answering somebody's question, but he was talking about, you know, in relationships, about, you know, just being careful. And I didn't hear the whole thing, so just a little bit on it.
Sorry, Mark, she turned it off, I guess.
No, I came in too late. But he was just talking about, like, following people on Instagram and stuff, and, you know, basically doing things that would make, from what I understood, doing things that would make maybe your significant other feel uncomfortable. You know, maybe, like, if you follow an ex, or, you know, somebody, like, I guess he said he doesn't follow, like, Victoria's Secret models, or
skanky boobs out stuff.
Yeah, because it's just like, you know, protecting what he's got. Not that it's wrong if you do, but it's like, I think it's one of those things that, like, you know, is that making the other person uncomfortable, or, you know, making them feel
right.
I don't know.
Why even do it? You know, what's the point?
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously you might be. He's talking about that everybody's sexually attracted.
Yeah,
right?
Because he said, you know, we're all, like, sexually attracted to people, but the difference is are you engaging in that or not? You know, because you're going to be attracted to people. We're all going to be attracted to people.
But something that he brought up that I want to question a little bit, and what we talked about a little bit earlier, was, you know, how close can you be with somebody of the opposite sex then, you know? Yeah,
because then me and you kind of started talking about that.
Because he said, well, I think we should follow up. He said, you know, he doesn't follow, like, the Kardashians or Playboy models or whatever, but, like, I don't know if he specifically mentioned that, but he does. He was also talking about just kind of like girls, I don't know, in general maybe. I feel confident enough in our marriage that I can have friends that are girls, but like...
What? Cheers. I can't think when they're calling me.
I don't remember what I was saying. Like, hold on. I gotta try to get over here, so... Alright, go. I hate that. When people are just like barely cruising by you and just looking at like
what are you trying to do, dude?
I'm like, keep her moving. Let's keep it going here.
We're all trying to drive here.
Especially when they got decals all over the side of their car, like.
Oh my God. He's probably getting paid for it, dude.
Well, those are like wannabe racing stickers or something dumb.
Football.
Whatever. But anyways, how close can you be with opposite sex, you know, and have it not be pushing the line?
I think it just depends on the relationship with your spouse and the level of trust you have with that person and how open you are about your relationships. If this is somebody that you're not talking about to your significant other, I don't think that's smart, nor is it safe. I think that your significant other needs to know about your other relationships with people. I don't think it's wrong to have, you know, friendships, because you're friends with a bunch of girls at your work.
Yeah.
Like, you have good relationships with them.
Right.
Or friendships, whatever. You know, and like, you're always telling me, you know, your conversations with them, and you even have like work parties that you go to and you sit and hang out with them and, you know, get drinks with them.
Yeah.
I know.
Pennsylvania.
He's literally all over.
Jeez. Like,
he was in this lane, like, writing the lines.
Dude, out of state plates. I know I'm a transplant, but seriously, when you see Pennsylvania or Virginia,
well, no matter where you live, if it's out of state,
if it's out of state, get out of the way, man. Like,
but I just think that there needs to be a level of communication with your significant other about your other friendships,
right?
Relationships.
I remember, I forget where I heard this, but it was like, you know, it was somebody maybe on the radio back whenever I was a kid. They're saying, don't be scared of the people that your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend is talking about. They're not a threat. It's the people they're not talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and
because they're hiding them.
Right, like, they're hiding them.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and there's a reason why.
Exactly.
You know, like, that's when things get a little gray, you know, like.
Yeah. And I can honestly say, like, I don't hide anybody back, you know. And that's
me either.
Because, like, I want to be completely candid with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, some of the biggest problems, I think, whenever it comes to having friendships with the opposite sex is, like, you know, guarding yourself and putting up barriers far before. I mean, a lot of people that end up cheating on their spouse, it happened far before it actually happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so putting up safeguards to be able to do that, because, you know, most people genuinely love their spouse. They don't want to cheat on them, but it's this other thing that sparks and begins to be watered and fed and nurtured to this, like, all-out, you know, affair.
Yeah.
And so if you can
communicate with each other, I think that's huge.
Really set up checkpoints, short accounts, if you will, you know, I think that's something that's been good for us, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I mean, everybody, no one is not susceptible to that.
And that goes back to what Mark said, like, everybody is sexually attracted, and you're going to find people attractive. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And, you know.
That's life, and you have to, be confident in that, like, you know, and know that. But like he said, it's not, it's the engaging part.
Right.
How far are you going to take it?
That doesn't mean just physically. That means in your own mind, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's even like what Jesus said, you know, if you lust in your heart, you know, it's as the same thing as if you've done it, you know. And get biblical on you up in here.
So, you know, I think, you know, anything that would make you uncomfortable, like, for your significant other, you should probably gauge that.
Yeah.
And say, well, if that makes me uncomfortable, I'm not going to do it either, you know. Like, you got to consider that, putting yourself in those shoes.
Yeah.
To make a good judge on that, you know.
So I think people can have friends of the opposite sex if you and your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend's on the same page, and if you're in a healthy spot to have that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of people that have no business having friends that are girls or guys, for that matter.
Yeah.
You got no business doing that because, dude, you're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
Like, you just are.
What do you think about, let me ask you this, I want your opinion. What do you think about ex-boyfriend girlfriends?
I think that's really specific to the individual and the person. Because I think that there's some people that you shouldn't be back with, whatever. Maybe sparks would fly again. But then I also feel like, too, if you're both completely moved on from the relationship, but it's hard to tell if you're both completely moved on,
It's hard to know.
But I don't know. I think it's hard to just put things as black and white, yes or no.
I know.
If you push me against the wall, I think I would say don't do it.
Yeah.
But I think, I know this is whatever, but I feel like you would genuinely get along with some of my ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And...
But being my personality, I'm too, I feel very, what's the word? I guess jealous is probably the best word. So to know that, for me, maybe just my personality type, I'm sure there's other people that feel the same. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but, I would feel jealousy knowing that there at one point in time you had feelings for that person.
Yeah.
And to, be friends with that person, have them around, I couldn't help but to ever wonder if, that would ever, come back up.
Right.
That would be hard for me.
And I don't know what that's like with you, because you've never had a boyfriend other than me.
Yeah.
Really. A real boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. An actual relationship with someone.
Yeah, you've had some really...
dumb internet relationships.
Internet stuff back in the day with some nasty messages.
Yeah.
But other than that...
yeah.
I think that I don't know how I would be. I honestly, thinking about you, with anybody else or having feelings for other people, makes me sick to my stomach, dude.
Yeah.
It really,
I know, I feel
I can't even, thought experiment with it for too long, because I'm just
I know.
I know.
It's
so crazy.
I know.
But me and you both, just being really transparent, we have pretty jealous personalities.
We both do. Yeah.
We're both very protective.
We have to work and grow really hard in that because with that comes good and bad.
Yeah.
With that comes we want to protect what we've got, and we're both on the same page with a lot of things with that.
Yeah.
But then comes the whole how far do you let each other go then? Because I can easily be I don't feel comfortable with that with you. And we've had that through the years of dating and our, being engaged, and even the beginning of our marriage.
Right.
Where there was a lot of times I didn't feel comfortable with you doing certain things with particular people.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You never felt comfortable with me ever doing anything with some of my friends, if they wanted to drink or whatever, you'd
right.
be no.
Right.
If a dude shows up, that's not cool, there's
right.
just... But, I will say we did protect what we had, though.
Yes.
When we dated, and, where a lot of times stuff happens.
Yeah.
I don't know, we both value our relationship a lot and really highly.
And I think that's where it comes to being able to have open relationships with, not being in an open relationship, but having a relationship where you're open about stuff and open enough to be able to talk, and both a mutual understanding that I'm really, really in this, and affirming that. I think a lot of people, and I think guys don't do this well enough, they don't affirm them enough in their love for them, their devotion to them, their excitement about being with them. They don't do that enough, and guys are really bad about it. And because of that, women a lot of times are left questioning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure girls could probably grow in that.
Yeah.
Women could probably grow in that too. I think in particular, dudes are not particularly good at affirming their adoration for their
I will
lady.
say, for me, and this is not true for every woman, and because I've heard a lot of women voice this, but for me in particular, I actually really like when you kind of want me close to you, in a way. Not controlling, Lindsay, you can't go do this, this, and this. You want to protect me. You want to keep me from somebody trying to step in or weird. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
I'm very aware, and you like that.
I do like that.
And you like my protectiveness towards you. And some women feel like that's suffocating
and
them.
I can see that, but I don't feel that way.
And I'm glad you don't, because that's just my personality. And it's not that I'm I don't know.
Like I said,
Maybe
though,
it does stem from insecurity. Even if it does, like, I don't know. I just feel like a man
or
should.
tradition, maybe a traditional way of thinking. I don't know.
But it's not even like something that it's just innate. Like, it's something that I just have an intuition about, you know?
Yeah, but I like that because it definitely makes me feel like, for one, you care. And I know you care. And you voice that in other ways. So maybe that's why I can correlate the two. Because to some people, they would be like, they're just literally trying to control me.
Right.
Like maybe they don't see that person actually just really loves them.
Right.
Because they're not showing it in any other way. Other than just like constantly kind of controlling everything they do.
Right. And some people do micromanage their people, you know, their person. But that's not good either. It's just, there's times where there's freedom and there's times where there's...
Which I think that's getting back to being on the same page about boundaries. Because that person is probably micromanaging because they're uncomfortable with what this person wants to do.
Yeah.
And it's making them feel insecure in the relationship.
You're right.
And so I would say, well then where can you discuss there's a mutual boundaries here? Like, you know, if one person wants to go out drinking without, you know, maybe with all their friends, but that makes the other person feel like, gosh, I feel like maybe they're going to cheat on me.
Right.
That needs to be discussed,
right.
You know? And there needs to be a level of trust still.
Yep.
You know? And maybe that person's broken, you know, that trust. I don't know. But, I mean, that definitely plays a factor into it as well.
Totally. It's hard, man, trying to feel all that out because it's all subjective, too, to the people. And
it is. And the situation and what
100%.
kind of relationship. But I would say, I always go back to this, communication's like probably the biggest thing. If you can communicate things, you tend to get to the root of things faster.
That's everything.
You know?
Communicate your devotion, communicate your love, communicate the people that you're in friendship with of the opposite sex. Communicate all of that.
Everything.
And you really can't go wrong. Are we going to Pacific Beach or Ocean Beach first?
Probably Pacific.
Pacific Beach?
I guess.
All right, let's go to Pacific Beach.
Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, that communication is just like the key to unlock it. Now, a lot of people have a hard time with communication, though. They're not very good with their expressing. Gosh, I don't know if you can see, but they're both past out.
The kids are asleep.
Look, so sweet.
So adorable.
People like drilled that into me whenever me and you were getting married. And I remember people like, one advice I give you, communicate. Like, that's all I ever heard. And
I know.
It's been so true for us.
It really has been. Well, let's go run around Pacific Beach. You guys want to go with us?
You're seriously reminding me of like a kid's cartoon where you're supposed to respond. Let's go!
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse. Now, how many do we have here? Count with me now!
Do you guys want to go?
Well, there's SeaWorld if anybody wants to go there, but we're not going there, so there you go. I'm going to take this curve right here. You say something like, let's go.
No.
All right, let's go. So, made it over here to Coronado, actually.